Hey you guys, what's good? How's it going? As you can see from the title, today I will be talking about some of the songs I don't like. Some of these songs I still appreciate but don't listen to anymore. Try to remember that music is subjective and I am a fan or casual listener of most of the groups and soloists that I will be mentioning in today's video. Don't bother with trying to convince me with why I'm wrong in the comments. At the end of the day I don't kiss ass. It's not the end of the world if I don't like a song. This is just K-pop. I'll keep this short and sweet. If you are someone who is unable to accept the possibility that I or others are capable of not liking a song that you like, this may not be the video for you. You can click off and watch another video that might interest you. Keeping this in mind, nothing I say is intended as hate or harm towards anyone mentioned. These are solely my opinions and critiques. Now that I've got the long ass intro out of the way, let's get onto the juicy part, why you actually click this video. So I was probably one of the last people to catch on to Dreamcatcher. I never heard of them for the longest, then came Scream. It blew up out of nowhere last year. In my opinion, Scream is probably one of the worst out of their title tracks. Don't even at me. This was my first Dreamcatcher song, and I wouldn't recommend it as a first song for anybody else. Usually once I hear a song that I don't like from a group that I never knew of, I never go back. But people would not stop hyping these girls and I didn't understand it. Some of my friends would even say they have one of the most diverse discographies. So I gave them a chance. Boy, my friends were right. After listening to their other songs, Scream doesn't compare. I haven't listened to their whole discography, but with the songs that I love such as Paradise, Chase Me, Boca, New Days, I can say wholeheartedly with my chest, Scream ain't it. I hate to be that person, but I can't stand this song. I get why some people would like it though. It's a lot different to their other releases and shows their diversity, especially with having I Am You as the title track. But for me personally it's a no. I'm not a fan of these types of songs. It was nice seeing their playful sides, but the song isn't something that I'd listen to willingly. I was the biggest Knock Knock enthusiast when I first got into Twice. I was obsessed. Aside from the horrendous styling and JYP appearing in the middle of the MV like a fucking gremlin, Knock Knock was my shit. But unfortunately I have outgrown it. I'm not the same bitch I was 3 years ago. My taste has evolved and Knock Knock is sort of like a memory that seemed like it was everything at the time but wasn't all that when you think long and hard about it. It's still sort of gold in a way, especially when you have songs like Heart Shaker, All Tea No Shade. But it served its purpose and it's a chapter that I'd like to close. You know how we get down, dropping, how we get down, chopping, how we get down. I went through a cycle with this song. When I first heard it, I hated it. I thought it was ass. I thought SM were doing too much. I was also really disappointed because most of my biases from the other groups were being put into one group, which sounded like a fucking dream, just for the song to sound like that. I was sold dreams. Then a couple of months later, I don't know what happened, but I started to love it. The choreo, Mark's rap, Baekhyun's high note. It was my shit for a hot second and now I'm sort of back to square one where I don't like the song. I don't hate it as much as I did when I first heard it, but it's definitely not a song that I like. It's just there, I don't really care for it. I feel the same way about some of their other releases, but Tiger Inside is a masterpiece that stands alone. But what I will say is every single B-side on that album outsold Jopping. I don't care what anyone says. Kill This Love was that song in 2019. From the song itself to the music video, the different looks, their voices, the choreo. It was really that bitch in 2019. It had its moment. But in 2021, I hate to say it, but it doesn't give like it used to. I still love the Jen Lisa rap. The serve was insane and Chaesu were really pouring their heart and soul into those verses, especially in the Japanese version, and Rose in the bridge will never not be legendary, but the chorus is where I draw the line. I was never the biggest fan of it, but it was bearable at first, but now I just can't stand it. Maybe I overplayed the song, maybe I've reached my limit, but as of now I can't really listen to the song without watching the MV. I don't have the same excitement that I had when this first came out. Most times I can hardly even remember it. I think for now it's the type of song I can only listen to once in a blue moon. Usually if I add a song to my playlist I listen to that shit every day, but for my own sanity, Kill This Love just doesn't make the cut anymore. In 2020 a lot of people dislike the song and I thought everyone was tripping, but I sort of see it now. For me NCT Dream songs are always a hit or a miss. And on this occasion, it was a miss. I don't even want to go into too much detail, before it starts to sound like I'm hating. But somebody free these boys from the chorus chanting. Because I don't know why, but I am just not a fan of it. And they seem to do it quite a lot. Which I've noticed is very popular in 4th general. I don't know what I was expecting, but this wasn't it. Whatever that noise is in the beat drop playing in the background needs to go and never return. It sounds like a delayed sneeze that's been looped. For someone who loves spicy food, the hot sauce this time was a dud. As someone who likes 4 groups under Cube, I was sort of anticipating for this debut. I really wanted to like it, but unfortunately the song didn't do it for me. It was off to a good start, but along the way it let me down. I can't even explain why, but I wasn't feeling it. It didn't strike me in any way. The constant oh my gosh throughout the song just put me off. I like the overall aesthetic of the song and the girls looked amazing. Hopefully their next song will be a step up. The worst thing that could probably happen is when you listen to a new song and it sounds like something that you've already heard. If cringe was a song, it would be this. Where do I even start? It was very generic and lackluster and overall just pointless. It sounds like what you'd hear in a Pepsi commercial. It's the epitome of everything that could go wrong with a collab. What was even the point of this song SM? Separately all 3 of them make incredibly music on their own, but this was just something that didn't need to happen. It felt like collaborating for the absolute sake of it. The only remarkable thing about this song was Lay in that red suit.
Bring it back.
I didn't mind it when it first came out. But when I think hard about it, I can't believe how boring this song is. It's not necessarily bad, but the problem is, it doesn't go anywhere. Usually if I'm not into a song, it's either because of a particular part of the song that I don't like or the whole song itself is completely trash, but this isn't the case for Flower Shower. It doesn't sound bad, but there's no peak. The song starts and it finishes. I used to find it very refreshing, but I was wrong. It's repetitive, bland and flavorless. Which is surprising from someone as amazing as Hyuna, but it is what it is. I think this would be much better as a B-side on an album, because as a single it was quite weak in my opinion. I know this will be extremely unpopular, but I never liked the song and I don't think I ever will. I mean this in the nicest way possible, but I find the song boring. And not to be that person, but it sounds like what a lot of 4th generation boys put out today. I really wish I could like it, but it's not my type of music. I definitely prefer the style of music that Woods puts out. But I'm generally not into that type of electro style of music. But it's a shame that Mnet had to be ops and cause them to disband so early. I would have loved to see what else they would have put out. And that concludes the video. If it's anything like I expect, I'm sure a lot of you guys will disagree with some of my opinions, and that's totally fine. Feel free to express this in the comments. As long as you're respectful. You can also comment if you agreed with me, which I doubt, or any songs that maybe you can't stand. Also don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the kid. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.